Hello guys, welcome to our channel White Our Daily Signal. This channel is specially created for all the young and the restless fans out there. Here you'll get daily updates, the latest spoilers, episode breakdowns, shocking twists, character analysis, and exciting predictions about upcoming storylines. If you're a true Y&R fan, make sure to subscribe and stay connected with us for fast and reliable updates from Genoa City. So don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to Y&R Daily Signal, your daily source for everything the young and the restless. The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, February 23rd delivers plenty of tension, emotional confrontations and shifting alliances throughout Genoa City. From Sally Spectra questioning Chelsea Lawson's motives to Kyle Abbott and Audra Charles unexpectedly finding common ground, the drama continues to intensify on multiple fronts. At the Grand Phoenix Athletic Club, Audra Charles enjoys a celebratory drink when she runs into Noah Newman. The atmosphere is light at first, with friendly small talk setting the tone. Noah quickly notices the champagne in Audra's hand and guesses she must be celebrating something significant. Audra confirms his suspicion, sharing her excitement about finally feeling professionally fulfilled again. She proudly explains that she is embarking on a new venture, running a company alongside her best friend. Noah initially seems genuinely happy for her fresh start. However, his mood shifts the moment he learns the company in question is Spectra Charles, the rebranded version of Abbott Communications, which now includes the controversial acquisition of Newman Media. That revelation changes everything. Noah's smile fades as frustration rises to the surface. We vents about Billy Abbott's takeover of Newman Media, insisting it was wrongfully seized from his family. From Noah's perspective, the company was essentially stolen, only to be folded into Abbott Communications for Sally's benefit. He can't reconcile how Audra could celebrate a success built on what he views as an unethical move against the Newmans. Audra doesn't back down. While she acknowledges the complicated circumstances, she makes it clear that she is focused on moving forward. She refuses to carry the Newman family's grudges as her own. To her, this is about opportunity and building something meaningful, not revisiting old battles. Before the argument escalates further, Kyle Abbott appears and quickly inserts himself into the tense conversation. His arrival immediately shifts the energy. He pushes Audra's buttons with subtle sarcasm, clearly enjoying the discomfort he causes Noah. Kyle takes a pragmatic stance, suggesting that Victor and Adam Newman are hardly innocent victims. In fact, he implies they're finally experiencing consequences for their own long history of ruthless business tactics. Surprisingly, Audra and Kyle begin to align in their views. For once, they find themselves on the same side of an issue, agreeing that Victor and Adam's aggressive behavior over the years makes it difficult to feel sympathy for them now. After Noah storms off, clearly upset and unwilling to continue the debate, Audra reflects on how strange it feels to share common ground with Kyle. It's an unexpected development, hinting at shifting dynamics that could have future implications. Meanwhile, at the Newman Ranch, a different kind of strategy session unfolds. Victoria Newman is laser-focused on protecting her family and more specifically her father. She presents Nick Newman with a bold and controversial plan, convince Summer Newman to cut off communication with Phyllis Summers. Victoria even considers going as far as banning Phyllis from seeing Harrison Abbott. Victoria's reasoning is rooted in desperation. She believes that if Phyllis loses access to the people she loves most and sees her children aligning firmly with the Newman family instead of her, it could force her to surrender. In Victoria's mind, isolating Phyllis might be the only way to stop the escalating chaos. Nick is immediately uncomfortable with the idea. He doesn't want Summer dragged into the middle of a family war. From his perspective, weaponizing their daughter's loyalty crosses a line. Nick argues that involving Summer in this strategy could cause lasting damage, and he questions whether it's truly necessary. Victoria counters with a sobering concern: the ongoing stress could seriously harm Victor's health. She fears this situation isn't just emotionally draining, it could be life-threatening. Her anxiety underscores how deeply she believes decisive action is needed. Despite Victoria's urgency, Nick persuades her to pause. He asks her to delay her flight until tomorrow, hoping that he can find another solution, in the meantime, one that doesn't involve manipulating Summer or escalating tensions further. The siblings remain divided, but they agree to give it one more day before making any irreversible moves. Their conversation also touches on Nick's physical condition. He's still struggling with significant leg pain and it's becoming more noticeable. Victoria observes that he doesn't seem like himself, prompting her to question whether his pain medication dosage is correct. Nick brushes off some of the concern, but it's clear that the discomfort is affecting him more than he wants to admit. His physical vulnerability mirrors the emotional strain he's under. Elsewhere at Crimson Light, sparks fly in a heated confrontation between Sally Spectra and Chelsea Lawson. Chelsea corners Sally, clearly agitated and ready for a fight. She wastes no time bringing up the Newman Media takeover, accusing Sally of benefiting from the theft and keeping the company as part of Spectra Charles. Sally remains composed but firm. She explains that the situation is out of her hands. The decisions are ultimately Billy's, along with those of their investors. She insists she's following directives and doesn't have the authority to reverse the acquisition even if she wanted to. The conversation briefly shifts to Sally's recent breakup with Billy. Sally reveals that Billy refused to choose her over Chancellor, a decision that left her hurt and disillusioned. The emotional undercurrent adds complexity to the confrontation, showing that Sally is dealing with personal heartbreak on top of professional pressure. Chelsea then changes tactics. Instead of outright attacking, she proposes an alliance. She suggests that she and Sally should work together to protect Billy from the inevitable retaliation coming from the Newmans. Chelsea frames it as concern for Billy, for the company, and for avoiding further destruction. But Sally isn't fooled. She sharply reminds Chelsea of her own past betrayal, specifically cheating on Billy. Sally questions where this supposed loyalty was when Chelsea's actions nearly destroyed him before. She makes it clear she doesn't trust Chelsea's sudden change of heart. As the tension builds, Sally realizes what's really happening. Chelsea's push to make things right appears to be less about Billy's safety and more about regaining control of Newman Media. Sally accuses Chelsea of running another con, determined to get the company back into Newman hands, specifically for Adam. Chelsea denies the accusation, but her intensity suggests there's more beneath the surface. She warns Sally that if this situation isn't corrected, terrible consequences could follow. When Sally asks directly whether that's a threat, Chelsea calmly replies that it's simply an observation. The subtle menace in her tone doesn't go unnoticed. Sally fires back with a cutting remark, pointing out that Chelsea is behaving just like a Newman, calculating, strategic, and ruthless. She suggests that Chelsea has finally found her true place among them. The exchange ends without resolution, but the hostility is unmistakable. Their feud is far from over. With both women fiercely protective of their own interests and deeply distrustful of each other, the battle lines have been clearly drawn. As the episode closes, several storylines remain in motion. Audra and Kyle's unexpected alliance, Victoria's controversial plan to isolate Phyllis, Nick's lingering pain and vulnerability, and the escalating war between Sally and Chelsea. Genoa City is once again a powder keg of ambition, loyalty, betrayal, and power plays. The Young and the Restless continues to build momentum, promising even more explosive confrontations and shifting allegiances in the days ahead. Fans can expect the drama to intensify as personal relationships become entangled with corporate warfare and as old rivalries resurface with new stakes. Stay tuned for more twists, betrayals, and emotional upheaval as the saga unfolds.